good afternoon or good morning or whatever it is when you're viewing this video, folks. Uh, Today, I am introducing you to Steve Perry, who is on your left, on my right, or whatever it is. And Steve is our co-facilitator at Opportunity Works, which is where you will be doing your service learning sessions. And Steve and I were just talking a little bit about what it is he does and what it is we do. So Steve, introduce yourself, please.
Yes, how you doing? My name is Steve Perry, and I live in Amesbury. I also work at Opportunity Works. I'm a developmental specialist at Opportunity Works. Now, what I do is I work with people with disabilities, but mostly I work with people in areas where they're looking to strive for getting coping skills to be all that they can be. I'm looking forward to see the areas where the development, where we co-partner together. The effects that I have seen has been more than positive, that we reached someone else, another person, in ways that probably could not reach before, because you make the difference.
Right. And one of the parallels between what Steve does at Opportunity Works and what I'm hoping you get out of our class here are tools. The tools that you get from our class, from the readings, from the exercises, from projects, from this kind of interaction that you will be having with the clients at Opportunity Works, give you tools to use in your eventual practice as a social worker or a drug and alcohol counselor, or in the various places where all of you work now. And Steve's clients, the people that Steve works with and that you will work with, are gaining tools as well. As Steve said, they're gaining coping skills and to allow them to be self-sufficient in society. So Steve, you mentioned just a few moments ago about some successes from last semester. So fill them in a little bit about what was that, what those were and what happened, please.
Now, I was excited that the very fact that we did come together, me and the professor, and I used some of the skills that was in the class at Opportunity Works. One of the areas was, and I'm thinking back, where a gentleman I used to work with, and I did some, we had a men's meeting, and some of the men came together, and there was a part where we worked on anger. And one of the gentlemen told me, I get so angry, I shut down, and we worked with that. Well, some of the classes the class I did work with Professor, was simply an area of letting go and being able to work with that anger, working so it doesn't cut you out on life. And we were going to have a class, and I asked him to join, and he told me he was so angry. He was having a tough time. I told him and he trusted me enough to come into the meeting. So we had a virtual meeting, and he sat down. We went through that area of seeing yourself. What does it look like? What does joy look like?
Right. That was the exercise which you are aware of or will be aware of, where you need to, where I ask you, in this case, the student from this class that was working with Steve's group last semester, asked them to draw fear and draw joy, or their fear and their joy.
Yeah. And what happened was he came out the class better than when he went in. Now, I know it sounds small to, just hearing it, well, that's okay. But this is a big thing, because the gentleman had some real tough issues when it became to anger. But he began to say, Steve, because we have worked on and continue to work on this, I was able to talk to family members better, and I was able to put things in area, and it wasn't so chaotic, and I improved relationships in my own life and with my own families. So I was excited. I think I was onto something where we were starting, and I truly believe. And I just wanted to I wanted to also make sure you understand the impact is not just my students, but also you in your life, because no matter where we go, we're going to run into the areas of joy, or we're going to run into the areas of fear. And how do you do that? And in real time, you could actually impact somebody that needs it more than you would ever know.
One of the things that I just thought of, Steve, and everyone else, is that one client of yours, the one who was nonverbal,
Mm,
and when we did the draw your joy, I remember that he drew this pink scribble,
mhm.
and he expressed to the other caregiver who was there that it was his love for his sister, if I remember
Yes,
correctly, right?
you're
And
right.
and apparently he had never expressed that before.
He never expressed that. I met his sister in another area, and I told the same story, and she said, "Oh, that's when we colored together." And he's told me that he that's what represents her, is his favorite color, pink. And he did tell one of the other staff that his sister, and he said pink. And it was a beautiful thing when I saw the look on his sister's face. She almost was at tears, because that was never thought of like that before.
Right. And so the reason we're telling you this is because it's important that you understand, as Steve said, that a simple thing like that
Hmm.
makes a big impact on someone. And you've heard me say this many times in my lectures, etc., that the power of art therapy, the power of creativity, is that it allows you to express things non-verbally, things that you wouldn't necessarily feel you can express verbally. And that goes for all of us, not just someone who has nonverbal skills.
And Professor, I also wanted to bring up that piece where you profoundly also said, the empathy that you have with someone, where you allow them to be who they are or going through their challenge, and allow them to come out the other side. There are times we get into sympathetic area when it becomes more about us than it is about someone else. I mean, about the person you're talking to. And that is very key. And it's allowed me to be successful in the work that I've been doing, because I begin to understand that, taking professor's class and seeing the incredible pieces. And it's not just my students, in my personal life as well. Learning how to be more empathetic than uh, other than sympathetic.
Right. And so uh, the purpose of this video obviously is to give you all an introduction into Steve and to the kind of things you'll be doing. So when I post this video, you'll see below it or above it or whatever, you'll see the days and times when we have worked out with Opportunity Works for you to sign up. And what I'm going to ask each of you to do is to obviously watch this video, then look at the days and times and email me the day that's best for you and the time that's best for you. And then I will send you a link to the actual date. No, so in other words, let's say it was a Monday, just for argument's sake, at 10 o'clock in the morning. So you would put down that you're available Monday at 10, and then I would give you an actual day. And then we will begin to work together. So what will happen is you'll get a link to a Zoom. Steve will get a link to a Zoom. You and I will talk to each of you individually about what you'll be doing, but it's never going to be anything complicated. And then at the session, you'll introduce yourself, and everybody around there will introduce themselves. Steve will take care of that. And then you'll start to work with them. They're going to work, you're going to work. And that's pretty much the way it works. Anything you want to add to that, Steve?
I'm just so excited for the opportunity to work with a professor, but also the people that I have not even met yet. I truly believe, coming forth, you're going to make an impact on some students' lives, and we'll be also appreciative of everyone that takes part in this. But remember, the impact is not just on the students that you may mean. It may even bless you as well.
Yes, a good point, Steve. Okay, so I want to thank you all for watching and thank Steve for participating. And we will both see all of you hopefully very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve?
All right, appreciate it. Take care.
Take care, everyone.